and the former governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Peter Obi, we thank you for your leadership. His Excellency, the governor of Ondo State, Iroko himself, who has received us so warmly, with my sister, the wife of the governor, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ondo State. Let me especially appreciate our former legal advisor, our National Secretary, the auditor of our party, and other members of the National Working Committee that are here with us. And let me also appreciate our Board of Trustee members that are here with us, and other party leaders that are here with us, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council. Let me appreciate captains of industry, somebody like Jimo Ibrahim and his colleagues in the business sector that are here with us. Our great women of Ondo State, our great youth of Ondo State. PDP! PDP! In fact, when you are in Ondo State, you cannot, in fact, today you can know and appreciate that this is the Sunshine State. Are you not seeing? This is the Sunshine State. A state that, as you listen to the governor and other speakers, a state that has produced great leaders for this country. A state that has shown the example in so many ways. If you talk about human rights activism, it's Ondo State. If you talk about civil society, it's Ondo State. If you talk about what maybe in governance, we'll talk about little to the left or little to the right. Some people talk about being progressive. If you want to know about progressive governance, you come to Ondo State. This is the home of progressive leadership. People like Ajasin of blessed memory. You know the commitment is shown in not just developing the people of Ondo State, but the whole country. Of course, you know also how he was at a time humiliated for no just cause. Of course, you know one of our great leaders. As students then, we used to call him senior advocates of the masses, SAM. Though the people in the legal profession also gave him SAN later on, the SAN. Late Chief Gani Fahimi, who has shown a great leadership in this country. Commitment to uplifting the young people. Commitment to uplifting the underdogs of this country. So this state, Ondo State, is a state that's shown so much of leadership, so much of contribution to the rest of the country for our development. And that's why the government must take Ondo State seriously. I wouldn't want to belabor the issues of the projects we have done in this state. The Vice President has enumerated them. We have a pamphlet that shows some of them. And of course, others, the Chief of Staff to me, who is their own son, has also enumerated them. Our power projects, our road projects, our school project. Of course, for the Polytechnic, I promise the traditional rulers that the Polytechnic will take off immediately. So I'm not going to those areas. But my commitment is to tell you that we'll work with you to further develop this state. We'll work with the young people to further develop this state. In fact, one of the pilots, one of the youngest helicopter pilots we've just trained through the PTDF from South Africa is from Ondo State. Take leadership. We want to work with the young people. That's why we're emphasizing in 3 key areas. First is the area of education that you are well known for. Of course, Ondo State has a federal government university, but we're opening a polytechnic. We're also funding both the federal government tertiary institutions and the state tertiary institution through the TED fund. And a lot has been done in that direction. And we'll continue to do more. At the national level, we have built 14 additional universities and we're expanding the spaces. So you must strengthen the Nigerian youth for leadership. And that's why we're talking about education, to give them the strength. Then when they have that strength, you must also empower them. And the way to empower them is to create opportunities for them, create job opportunities for them. And that's why we have the Federal Government Committee, what we call the Presidential Job Creation Board, chaired by the Vice President, Anthony Elumelu, and other members of the private sector are part and parcel. So it's not just government alone. Sometimes people say, no, government says this because it wants to deceive us. No, the private sector is fully involved. And we want to make sure that we create not less than, and I repeat, not less than 2 million jobs every year. Because we know that the number of young Nigerians entering the labor market every year is about 1.8 million. And there's a backlog of unemployed young men and women. So you must create the number of jobs a little more than the number entering the labor market, so that in the next 5 years or so, we'll be able to reduce the unemployment to a barest minimum. That's to create jobs directly. And one of the areas we are using is stimulating and encouraging the micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises, the MSMEs. Because when you talk about the Asian tigers, it is not big businesses, it is not the mega companies that make the Asian tigers. When I was the deputy governor, during one of my leaves, I said that I must visit Malaysia, because they came to Nigeria in the 60s to collect oil palm seeds. But now they are dominating the world and diminish Nigeria. And I wanted to know the magic. And they took me around all these companies, and they are all family companies, medium-scale companies, all family companies that have made Asian tigers what they are today. And that is where we are going. And that's why we established the You-Win program. The You-Win is to get some young men and women who have a lot of vision for entrepreneurial issues. You develop your proposal, and if it is accepted by a neutral body, we give you a grant, not loan. And we have done 3 cycles of that. So we have gotten a reasonable number of young people, more than 3,000 young men and women, and they are doing wonderfully well. From the exhibitions they have been showing, the processing and packaging of their products is wonderful. In the next 3 to 5 years, they will be exporting some of their products. These small companies will grow to medium-scale companies, and some of them will grow to mega companies. That is what happened in Asia, and we'll talk about Asian tigers. That's why we are leading this country through. That's why we depend on the young people. We are also working very hard in the area of sports. We are encouraging sporting talents in this country, both in soccer and in the athletics, so that young people will find living in that area. We are also encouraging people in the entertainment industry, the musicians, the singers, the drummers, the actors and the actresses, and the film producers. So many young people. Because that is the only way you can do to expand the economy. And of course, you know that Nollywood is now a part of our GDP. Before it was not there. But because of government commitment and encouragement, they are now contributing significantly to the GDP and creating a lot of jobs for our young people. So we are here to work with the young people, work with the women of this great state, Ondo State, to make sure that we project you, because we believe that you will take us to the next level. And when you come to Ondo State, you cannot stop talking about IT, the communication technology, because the Minister of Communication Technology is from this state. Because of time, she's not going to speak. But we have equipped 35 secondary schools with modern libraries. And also a number of rural communities in Ondo State have this voice messaging system. Because we have developed the IT, a number of things have been done in Ondo State. Both the state-owned university and the federal universities, they have the e-libraries for students to engage in learning. And of course the broadband. So we are here for the young people. We are here to change this country. And we are here to work with the young people and the women to change this country. All what we request from you is your vote. If you vote for PDP, for the House of Assembly positions, for the House of Representative positions, for the Senate positions, and of course at the national level for the presidential position, we will work with your government to make sure that we give you the best. For the PDP family, what I will also use this platform to request is that, yes, we appreciate that we have issues in Ondo State. The party will work very hard to make sure that Jimo Abraham and the governor must sit down together and talk about the interests of Ondo State. I always call is my SN. 3 of them must sit down to discuss the development of Ondo State. They will not discuss personal teams or teams pertaining to individuals.